Hey guys, LegomationStudio here with another Hero Factory review. As you know, we're only reviewing a handful of these sets because, of course, I don't want to get sucked into the franchise. It's not my thing. But for you younger fans that only had a couple years of Bionicle, even though these are the replacements of Bionicle and Bionicle was canceled, this is your Bionicle for future generations. So if you're like 7 or 8, you still have quite a lot of years of your childhood left that you have to collect these. These are your thing, and I've got to say, you guys are lucky because these are pretty cool. They've learned from Bionicle, and these are the successors. Here we have Xplode. Let's just do the box for a second. Of course, as you probably have watched my latest reviews, the villains do not have actual canisters, plastic canisters. They instead are just cardboard boxes. It says Lego Hero Factory, has Xplode with this explosion behind him. 7 through 16-year-olds, 45 pieces, not the most. I think Meltdown is the most. And then his name, Xplode. And then it says that little thing right here from the makers of Bionicle characters, which at least they're giving a little tribute, but I think they should put them on all Hero Factory sets for at least the next 3 years. Because we gotta know this. Bionicle can't just die away through Lego and what they list them. So, boom, boom, boom. That side, we have Xplode and Explosion in, I don't know, French. And then, more side stuff. Repeating Lego Club, actual size mask, and then we have Duncan Bulk fighting Xplode, and then Xplode's stats, and then the function of shooting his meteor thing. As you know, they went cheap on these guys, and it just really, they just had the cardboard box. But now we will take a look at the pieces. So we've opened up Xplode, dumped out his pieces, 45 pieces. We have this weird thing that comes with it. It says like to be inserted in instructions, but it's, what, do I just insert it there? I mean, is it to like save your place? Is it like a bookmark? I don't know why that came with mine. Then a Hero Factory. Instead of opening the instruction manual like this, hamburger style, we have it hot dog style. That's just something I learned when I was growing up. Anyways, yeah, it's tall booklet, so it's different. We have Preston Stormer advertised with a little map of Hero Factory, kind of like a Google Maps, what it would look like if you looked it up on Google Maps, except it's not a real place, but it's just kind of a, satellite view. On the back we have a advertised with William Furno, HeroFactory.com, We Build Heroes. Really cool picture, actually. Him on a little pod. And then we have Thunder advertised with Blaze or Mark Surge. See, I'm already forgetting the names. And Natalie Breeze fighting Thunder. Lego Club advertisement. The weird kid who looks like he is having a constipation attack. Yes, I just said that on camera. Okay, pieces. So as you can already tell, he has a nice color scheme of red and black, but we'll go over that later. Now let's look at the pieces. First off, new pieces. Not too many. There's a lot of recolors, but of course we have the new torso limb, which is the Matoran body, but they use that for all of them now because they want to be cheap. These really cool red are kind of a, not Mata red exactly, but kind of a lightish explosion colored red with yellow and orange. Very nice color scheme that works together. It is a very spiky looking thing. Awesome for mocking if you want this kind of lava guy. And then we have a mix of red and yellow and a little tiny bit of orange Krika leg. And I don't count this as new, but it came with Krika, the Makuta Mystica from 2008, one of his legs, but recolored, and it's a very cool recolor, so it's almost like a new piece. But for new pieces, we also have the helmet. The helmet is very nice. As you can see, it's kind of a Paraka resemblance. Very cool. We have these 2 teeth sticking out, kind of like how we had with Tuma's helmet. But for this helmet, we just got like a spiked, nice big helmet too. It's a big helmet. But yeah, pretty much, we got the same ankle guards. I think they're a different shade. We'll do a comparison with Akar later. A really cool dark red scrawl plate. That's cool for mocking. Black Thornax launcher pieces. Of course, in this, they're called Meteor Ball or whatever. And then these 2 pieces, I don't know, they're different and they're used. And then a lot of small pieces. We have these little connectors and stuff, which is good. It's bringing back a bit of old Bionicle, which is why I liked Xplode. I'll explain when I go over this set later. And then some dark red limbs. some old from the Throwbots and Mata Tomata little connector pieces, these guys. And yeah, Iron Man head, but clear. I shouldn't say Iron Man head anymore, people are getting pissed. But yellow, black Anika armor, going a little overboard on this, but black Anika feet. Hands, the Glitorian hands are these cool shade of red. We did not get these hands with Akar. Akar, we got gray hands, so we actually have red hands here. They might have come with another set. I'm blanking out a little bit, but let's speed build it. Are you ready, guys? Get the instruction booklet out. And 3, 2, 1.
Watch out, or I might explode! You gotta calm down, dude.
So here's Xplode. You take a look at him and you think he's pretty cool. Some people don't like spikes, some people do. That's your opinion. They weren't really a pain to me in the building process, unlike Piraka from earlier this year, Piraka Stars, Bionicle Stars, where his spikes were just a pain. These are more rubbery, so yeah. But building experience. Building experience is okay. It was kind of a relief that we didn't have to have these stupid Matoran builds that we had. We actually had some bendable parts. You know, actually adding on to make these legs, because as you know, there's new Ben 10 pieces that came with Meltdown. It's just one solid ankle piece or one solid leg piece instead of a couple pieces that make it. And this did that. We do have the Matoran body, however, but we attach a nice Skrull armor piece to put on his neck. And his actual ball joint on the neck of the torso isn't actually used. And it's the same with Meltdown. They just, I don't know why they didn't actually use those. Instead it's used for the back spike there to put on him. But building experience, it was great. Just normal, not much to say. I mean, he's not like a Titan, but he's not like easy as a hero either. So, really good, I must say. Now, playability and articulation. As you can see from him, he moves together greatly, and the way he blends together in modeling is very cool. I love the color scheme. Of course, I've loved red. That's my favorite color of all Bionicle sets, and well, my favorite color in general. So I've always liked red sets, and he definitely is a cool color scheme. We have some yellow spikes, yellow mixed in with an awesome red and black color scheme. So he really is like Xplode, like an explosion. And you can tell he's badass by his grin that he has on his Piraka-like helmet. Nice detail on the mask, I must say. Should have talked about it a little more when we went over the pieces, but I think that's fine. Together we get to see his Meteor Shooter. Wow, Lego. Very creative. I mean, for 10 years, Lego had been switching the weapon at least every year, if not every 6 months. I mean, they went from like Midex Sky Blasters to Ninra Ghost Blasters in 2008. And now they just stick with this. I mean, they've had this damn weapon for 2 years. If Lego even thinks that they're being creative by adding a regular Zammersphere ball instead of a Thornax ball fruit thing, that's just ridiculous. This has been mocked so many times before they came out with it at Hero Factory. I just don't get it. Lego, you're being really pretty ridiculous with this weapon. I don't know, you know, I mean, Midex Sky Blasters kind of have a comeback in Glitorian where they were used on things, but Glatorian had their own Thornax launchers, and now they're just reusing it. I just don't get it. Can't they come out with a new weapon? But I'm not going to buy any more Hero Factory, but what I was going to say is that, well, we'll see later in Hero Factory line if they actually use any for this winter's set, if they actually use any new weapons. But let's not talk about the future there, because we're talking about Xplode. So, modeling, he definitely is very cool to pose. His posability is great. He has a perfect amount of height and everything. Problem with his bendables is that, okay, so articulation in the legs is fine, but I don't know why they didn't have any bendable here. Like, look, they used just a average ball joint, kind of like what the original Toa had, where they just, like, they could move this all around. It wasn't, like, limited to how, it was limited when you get to here, like, it's limited there, but at least you can move it around this way, so that's unlimited. Unlike these, you can only move forward and back. But the unlimited amount of movement kind of gave them a realism to them, or, like, reality. Like, more human-like. I mean, we can't move our arms all the way around like that. We can only go like that and a little kind of like that, but that's it. My point is that it's a little different that they did that, but at least the ball joints hold in where you can pose him a little more with some different stuff like this, but you can't really move it any more this way or else that gets in the way, as you know. The spikes were placed just fine. Let's take a back view of Xplode. As you can see, the spikes were attached by these little 3 pinned with a hole in the middle pieces. Very nice. But as you can see, these were just, this piece wasn't just attached onto his shoulder. Like, I mean, they could have easily, if you take this out, and by the way, this whole thing is like rubber. They could have easily just done a one little piece and put it right there, but they decided to go with this. And I was actually surprised. I actually kind of like the way they did this, because that way it's popping up on his shoulder, kind of, and I actually like that. It adds more, so it's like bending forward on him and not necessarily the other way. I don't know, you can depend on what you like that, but I like that it adds an angle to it instead of just laying right on his arm. So, I don't know, and it just makes him look more round. Like, instead of having them straight up, when you put his arms up, it just makes him look more round like a rock, like an explosion little spike ball.
I'm not a little spike ball.
Okay, Xplode. But, yeah, let's start looking at this. Yes, ankle guards. We have the same ankle guards. We will do a comparison here with Akar, but we do have the same ankle guards from last summer that were released with the Glatorian Legends. And yes, they're movable. It's too bad they didn't mock with them, and Lego could have made it so that way they don't do that. But they still do move around a little bit. They moved them lower down on the knee, so now we have a little more room to keep them there. So if you move the feet up, they won't move. Of course, that was the same with the Glatorian Legends here. But let's move Xplode over just a bit to do a comparison with Akar. Now, it's hard to do a bit of a comparison with Akar just because of the fact that his color scheme is pretty completely different. But we can see that, in fact, the red is the exact same for Xplode, the dark red. Of course, the Mata red on this isn't really used in Xplode, but the ankle guards are the same mold, exact same piece. So those actually aren't recolored. But this is just a comparison with Akar. Xplode is a little shorter. He's kind of a hunchback. Same with Meltdown and a lot of the villains of Hero Factory. But I like to just show you this little comparison to show you. And yeah, again, these had those kind of bendable here where you couldn't do that with Hero Factories. But yeah, Thornax launcher, geez, what a copy. But at least they, you know, recolored it by making it black with a clear green Zamrosphere. So it's like, yeah, Meteor gun or whatever they're called. I don't know. Plasma shooter. I don't know. But yeah, so this is Xplode. I hope you've enjoyed this review and it's helped you decide if you want to go out and get him. Xplode is $12.99, just like what we had for the recent 2 years of Toa-sized sets. You know, these guys, like the Glatorian, $12.99. In a box, not a canister. But yeah, so for all you younger fans that have still got quite a lot of ways in Lego that you've got left in your childhood, definitely go out and get him. His color scheme works together great. I love him in the way he works. I was afraid he looked kind of skinny on the arms, but actually he isn't. So overall, a really great set, a great color scheme. If you like red, I definitely recommend you go out and get him. Then again, if you're my age and you're moving on, if you always liked red, maybe you could pick him up in a couple of others. But overall, a rating I would give him would probably be a 9 or an 8 out of 10. There is the fact of, oh, Bionicle ending, and, you know, there wasn't a lot of new pieces, but I'd say 9 out of 10, just because if this was replaced with Bionicle's story and Bionicle's name, but the same sets, I'm sure we would have all gone crazy for them, because they did a really good job. Good job, Lego. The successor of Bionicle led to this, thanks to Bionicle, as you see on the canisters, or not canisters, boxes that these guys come in. Enough said. I keep rambling on. Let's end this review at this. Hope you've enjoyed this review of Xplode. Decided if you'd want to go and get him. They're pretty much everywhere now. And we'll see you guys next time with the review of Von Nebula. But until then, I'll see you guys later. And this is LegomationStudio signing out.
I'm Xplode. I'll make you explode. No poop. I'll make you explode. Oh god, he's gonna explode. I better get out of here.
Explode!
What? Oh, sorry.